Hello, Colin. Colin Lotus is about to join us, as you know. What are we not going to do, Alison?
Lure him into the snake pit of our cynicism.
And what are we going to do?
Suck on the lollipop of his enthusiasm.
Well remembered. Bob, I've got a woman coming in to talk about changing her name, Doreen Badass. You dig out a new client form for me. Get Alison to photocopy these and tidy that crud off her desk.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You all right? What's the matter?
I'm married.
Well, I know you are, Bob. I was your best man.
Yes. Thanks. Recently, my matrimonial vows have been a burden to me.
Well, who was it who said marriage is like being stabbed repeatedly but without the same excitement?
Hello.
Colin!
Oh, sorry I'm late. I was just exchanging addresses with the taxi driver.
I never seem to be able to make friends with strangers.
We've all been looking forward to today.
Why? What's happening?
You're joining the firm.
Oh, with you.
You know Bob, our office manager.
How do you do?
Hello. We all miss your father. Is he enjoying his retirement?
Oh, yes. Gardening, cooking, walking.
Marvellous.
Yes, he's given all that up. Just sits in an armchair all day watching the telly.
You haven't met Alison.
Hello.
She romped home at this year's Hounslow and District Most Bored Secretary Awards.
Ha-ha.
Dick's out.
What's this, some kind of initiation ceremony, like at school?
Dick's out of the office. I mean, you know him, of course.
Oh, Dick, yes. Yes, Dick. You don't forget Dick in a hurry. Good old Dick. Dickie. Who's Dick?
Dick Spackman.
Oh, Mr. Spackman, with you.
Dick tends to arrive late, leave early, and in between act like a dignitary visiting from another solar system. So, he'll be thrust straight into the front line. And this is Darren. You'll grow to love him.
Yeah, great. You all stand around while I hold a bloody great box.
We haven't, but I suppose you might. You just move.
And of course, I can only thank you on behalf of the firm for leaving us such a handsome bequest.
Your father did a lot for me over the years.
Yes, I hope to follow in his footsteps. To be honest, this is my first day.
Your colleagues must have great faith in you to give you his old room.
Absolutely. No, apparently I'm only allowed to use it at weekends and the odd afternoon. They want me picking up experience out there in what I call the Bermuda Triangle.
Why the Bermuda Triangle?
Because it's sort of triangular.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. Still, they've let me bring in a few personal items to make this office more my own place. See, pen and paper knife set. Present from my parents for passing my law exams. It's a bit disappointing, actually. I'd asked for a Range Rover. Still, it's a nice set. So let's move on to the signing, shall we? I've looked over it myself, so everything should go smoothly. Have a pen.
That is so easy to do.
I did that once. But it didn't stick in. OK.
It's poignant when you think about it. One day they're out there in the forest, tall and noble. Then they're sawn up, pulped, rolled flat, and finally shredded in a machine.
What's that, pigeons?
No, trees, Darren, trees.
Isn't that your hat?
You said it was old.
Yes, old and much loved, as in Winchester Cathedral, not old and ready for the shredder.
Yeah, let's see if we can do a telephone.
Actually, it's for paper, Darren. Alice, would you clear out that stuff off your desk?
Morning.
Morning.
Smoked aubergine and marmalade on bran.
So, how's the world of baps?
Fine. That's £1.90.
It's one of those words that sounds like nonsense if you repeat it, isn't it? Bap, bap, bap. Bap, 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 bap. Bap.
Can all of this go then?
Yes. Actually, I'm a vegetarian.
Uh-huh.
I don't like the idea of eating anything with a bottom.
Well, actually, I don't mind if you live off berries. I just want £1.90.
Keep the change.
Don't be silly.
I love you.
Sorry.
Nothing.
This one too?
Yes. Where is he? Who? Face, paper knife, bleeding? No, Lotus, Spackman and Phelps.
That'll be for us. A little bit of a health and safety at work incident. There's nothing to see. I'm in complete control.
Poor man.
Still, a repulsive, disfiguring scar doesn't really matter at that age, does it?
Oh, Alison, what are you doing?
Shredding.
You've shredded the file Stella brought in to be copied. It's original case documents.
Morning, everyone. Anything spooky or alarming to report?
No.
Our new chap Colin's proving a bit of a hit.
What entirely?
Sensational. Stella.
Dick.
Dogs. They're lovely, affectionate little playmates, aren't they? Who can say no to a furry pooch, eh? Pet custody case. I can't handle it. I'm already overstretched.
Dick, you are the least overstretched solicitor in history. You wouldn't know overstretching if it vomited on you during one of your endless smug lunches or your endless rounds of golf. Believe me, Dick, you are here and overstretched is here.
Ah, but you see, there's the stretching and stretching. You do yours here in your frilly office with all its books on and what have you.
The law?
The law, yes. I do mine in restaurants and golf clubs, getting people drunk enough to bring us their business. Actually, it's rather demeaning.
Well, I'll do it then.
No, there's no need for us both to be demeaned. Now, this case, couple split up last week. She got the house, he got the Libyan childminder. It's all very amicable. And now they're just arguing about who has the dog.
Well, why don't I hold its little paws, you hold its back legs, we'll put some plastic sheeting down, I'll get Bob to saw it in half.
Well, you could certainly put it to them.
The legal profession's in my blood, you see. Actually, that's just on my father's side. My mother has scaffolding in her blood.
It's quite unusual.
Yes. I've just started my articles. Work experience kind of a thing. I suppose I'm like a lorry driver who studied his maps and packed his lunchbox and now he has to get out on the road. It may be foggy out there. Times there may be deer on the road, say. And oh, look, there's some small children outside a sweet shop giving a cheery wave. Sorry, I've got a bit lost here.
What's your main area?
Caring.
Caring.
Caring. And I'll tell you why I say that. It's because, frankly, if you don't want to help people in this business, you're better off being a spec. Anyway, enough about me. What do you do for a living?
This is terrible!
Bob, I've managed to piece this page together.
What did it say?
Further to your letter wrote, indecent ex-bogle, nerdy spurdy, barbaruda, delibic, yours fatful bib.
Hopeless. This is a disaster. Jane Seymour's hair. It's a disaster. Much too brown. Hopeless.
Colin has just phoned from the hospital. Apparently, Mr. Dobson's dead.
How did that happen?
Well, according to Colin, he was signing his will and he started to complain about a stabbing pain in his head.
Had he finished signing it?
How can you think about that now? The poor man's just died.
He was about to leave us £20,000.
Let's get the will.
I don't see an ethical problem.
You're a solicitor and you don't see the ethical problem in forging a signature.
Well, you call it forging, I call it honouring a dying man's wishes.
And what do you call fabricating the two witnesses Colin forgot to arrange?
Oh, cheer up, have a sherry.
Yes, that is your answer to everything, isn't it? Probate problems, have a sherry. Beaten someone to death with a bar stool, have a sherry. Serial divorcee, past my prime, propping up a joke solicitor.
So it's just the one for me, is it?
So you think the file you shredded contained only letters?
Yes.
Right. Surely you remember what they were about.
No, I only really come alive in the evenings.
Alison!
Bob? You should do what I do whenever I'm tense.
What?
Go to Disney World.
Do you think you can break every rule in the Law Society's code of practice?
Oh, are they having one of their competitions?
You off out?
No, it's a coat practice. Most officers have fire practices. I thought we'd try something a little different.
That's not funny, actually. That's silly.
Alison, you do realise we only keep you on and pay you actual money because your estate agent boyfriend puts conveyancing work our way, and that if he were to die in a plummeting lift while at an estate agent's conference, you'd be given your P45 before they finish picking the bits of lift out of his body.
Yes?
Well remembered. Bob, where's my file? I need it for this afternoon's meeting.
Problem with the photocopier. It's been off colour since Darren topped up the toner with urine.
We'll get it done at Copymonger's. But tell them to be careful. There's an original photograph of the nose.
Nose?
The Cleaver plastic surgery case. I'm in court this afternoon.
Nose? Nose?
You see, what I did was... look, you be him and I'll be me. No, I'll be him and you be me. No, I'll be... Hang on a minute.
Maybe we should both be in.
No, that won't work. Anyway. So, I'm sliding the ornamental desk set across like this, politely offering him a pen, as I thought. Sliding, 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 and his head comes down like this.
That'll be all pencilly now.
So I think what we've learnt here is, if you've got a sharp implement, always make sure it's safely wrapped up in blankets or newspapers.
You've just ruined my orange.
Darren, Dick wants to see you in his office.
Prior to the operation, my client, a well-known boxer, had a broken but well-proportioned nose. After surgery, the impression one has is of Susan Hampshire's nose stuck on the front of a large wardrobe.
That contrary to your letter of the 25th inst, my client was not in the vicinity of the Lick Me, Suck Me sauna club on the night you referred.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Colin.
Problem, Bob?
Yes, actually. Alison accidentally shredded some vitally important original documents.
That is so easy to do.
Quite. Look, I need a photograph of Mike Cleaver's nose. Would you go and buy a book about boxing with a picture of him in it?
Why don't you just tell Stella?
For the same reason that I don't blindfold myself and wander out onto the M4 in the rush hour. Right?
So, whoever Malcolm goes to first will be awarded custody. No food bribes, hypnosis, or hormonal sprays. Please take your 10 paces. Go. Here, Milky.
Malcolm!
Come on.
Malcolm!
Come
Come to me, boy! Come on, boy! Come to me! That's it! Don't run there, Malcolm! Come here to me! Come to me, boy! Come on, Malcolm! Come see your big silly daddy!
Come on.
Malcolm! Come on, Malcolm! Malcolm, it's for your food! Malcolm, don't mess me about! Come on! Come to me! Malcolm! Malcolm! Come on, Malcolm! What we used to do!
So, this is it? This is my life.
To me, boy! Malcolm! Malcolm! Come here, boy! Come here, you son of a... Are you deaf? And so you see, you are both highly valued members of staff. We, the partners, need you. We appreciate you, and indeed, we've come to love you. You...
Darren.
Darryl.
Darren.
Darren, yes. And you, Alison? Yeah, Alison, will therefore understand that in return for our love, you sometimes need to help us out too. It's basically a love thing. So I'd appreciate it if you just witness this here.
No, this has got to be witnessed on signature. I can't sign that. It would be wrong.
But wrong, when you come down to it, wrong's a pretty meaningless word, isn't it?
It's illegal.
Illegal. I mean, that's a funny old-fashioned word, too, isn't it? £50 each. Thank you. Not you, boy. So, Darren.
Daryl.
Darryl.
No, you're right, Darren.
Have you ever forged a dead man's signature before?
No.
It's sensationally easy.
Do you understand the new rules? Okay. Go! Not really your day, is it?
Right, good. We're nearly there. Got it. Well done. Cleaver. Sure there's a picture of a minute?
Oh, yes.
This is it, is it?
Yes.
Where's his nose?
Oh, still, you get a vague idea.
Marvellous. My lad, this is a fuzzy picture of the back of my client's neck before his nose operation. We thought, we might be interested.
Well, this man's nose is broken. Why don't I cut that out?
Am I the only one here who feels privileged to be helping vulnerable, often scared members of the public to receive justice? Did our forefathers sign the Magna Carta, take the first tentative steps towards an equitable legal system, so that 750 years later we can use any old nose just because it suits us? Hurry up. Stella will be back for the partners' meeting in a minute.
three people grinning. Why does that frighten me?
Your file.
Thanks. Did you take out the bonds and put them in the safe?
Bonds?
The bonds Mr. Dobson is leaving us in his bequest. They're not still in the file, are they?
No. We have just shredded £20,000 worth of bonds. I'll have to resign.
No. Why should you? You've given your life to this firm.
Well, one of us will have to resign.
Oh. Okay. When you've gone, can I have your parking space?
So, I'm sliding the thing across, out of his way, as I thought. Sliding, 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 and his head comes down like this.
No, slightly shaky start, but no, you're keen as what I call a stallion, and I'm sure that with time you'll develop into something really rather lovely. Particularly in light of Mr. Dobson's generous bequest, I think a minute's silence would be in order. Or maybe a couple of seconds. Moving on.
I'm in court in an hour. The Cleaver nose job case. Every time he blows his nose, his mouth fills up. More seriously, whilst I was out watching mud wrestling, a photograph of my client, a tall, black boxer, was replaced by a photograph of a small, white boxer. Any thoughts on that, Colin?
I'm tendering my resignation.
Why?
I allowed Alison to accidentally shred the bonds that Mr. Dobson left us in his will. My negligence has cost this firm £20,000.
Bob, you hold this place together. None of us here is going to let you throw it all away. However, to make amends, you might like to pick up a client from this address and see that he's looked after.
No, please. Keen as a stallion. This one's on me.